Hello and welcome back to yet another Memorabilia Monday. This, of course, is your favorite part about.
Mondays.
I'm John, and with me, as always, is my old man.
This is Bob the Collector.
Well, Collector, we are back to our regular scheduled programming here on a Monday, but I like the jersey you selected today. Uh,
Yeah,
I can see it's a Twins jersey. I'm wearing
Twins jersey.
my Twins sweatshirt because the Twins are on the path to winning the World Series. It's inevitable at this point. Taj Bradley is going to win the Cy Young. Joe Ryan is a good second starter. And Buxton will probably win a Gold Glove. Luke Keeschel, MVP. Royce Lewis, most injured player throughout the season. But
Yeah,
Oh, and
unfortunately.
Kalen Culpepper, your K-State
Yes.
alum, is going to win Rookie of the Year when he gets called up to replace Royce Lewis.
Walker Jenkins has to be right there with him.
Nah, we don't need him. We got Matt Wallner, home
There
run
you
king,
go.
65 home runs inbound. But with all of that, now that you guys know, you don't have to watch the MLB for the rest of the year. But collector, I don't know what item you have today. I had mentioned to you maybe baseball or basketball because we got the playoffs starting.
hmm
But I'm curious, what did you pick today?
I went with baseball. A couple themes here. One, you talked about World Series for the Twins. That's going to happen this year. So I thought I'd bring up a World Series related item. And also something from 1960. So going back to 1960, we've done a lot of stuff in 1960. You did Bill Mazeroski. You talked about your 1960 collection, which keeps getting closer and closer to completion.
Yeah, it's wild.
You're close to 100 cards of the I think 572 card set. So you're moving along.
Making our way.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple years, but a couple cards a week,
hmm
getting closer.
I'm excited to every time I find a new one, it's like, you know, finding a needle in a haystack. So
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. So this guy, this item, we got it a couple, probably about 10, 15 years ago, I'm guessing. He played from 1955 to 1966 with one team, the Yankees. I don't know if you know where we're going with this yet.
we talk about the Twins, you pull out a Yankee, like what
Well,
is
this is all related. It's all going to come
all right.
together. You'll
All right.
see. He's an eight-time All-Star, three-time World Series champion, 58, 61, and 62, five-time Gold Glover, World Series MVP, and guess what year?
1960.
60. There
I know,
you
I
go.
know who this is. I know who this
Oh,
is.
I don't think you know yet. Do I have to give you more hints? Or are you ready to
No,
make your
I
final
think I
guess?
got it.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's Bobby Richardson,
You're
correct?
right. Bobby Richardson, the only player to win World Series MVP on the losing team. We've talked about this before. Bill Mazeroski with the walk-off home run, one of the greatest moments in baseball history. Yet he did not win the MVP. Bobby Richardson did in a losing effort. But if you look at his stats, he had a 367 batting average, 12 RBIs in that series. So quite a series. Had a
Yeah.
grand slam in one game.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bases loaded. I think it was game three. Bases loaded. He came up to bat. Was told by the coach to bunt. He got two strikes on him though, so he couldn't. Obviously, two strikes, you're not going to bunt. He worked the count to a 3-2 count. Next pitch, grand slam. So,
Wow.
yeah. So he had quite a World Series, so you can see why he was considered and given the MVP. He was known as a family man. He won a Corvette for winning the MVP for that World Series. He traded it in for a station wagon because he had a growing family. So
That's
that
pretty
was kind of
cool.
a cute story.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I didn't know we had any Bobby Richardson. I know you were a fan of his growing up.
hmm
You always talk about Bobby Richardson and Sparky Lyle,
Yeah, yeah,
but
different
I didn't know
eras,
we
but
had
yeah,
any Bobby Richardson autograph stuff.
yeah. I got it on a bat, and you'll see it in the B-roll. It's a Rawlings bat, so I prefer Louisville Slugger, but I'm not sure why. That might have been the only bat I could get at the time. So it's a nice Rawlings bat. with the auto on it and an inscription World Series MVP, and along with his number one jersey number. But yeah, he had some amazing moments in his career. Of course, the 1960 World Series, but 1962 World Series that the Yankees won, Game Seven. This is also ranked as one of the greatest moments in World Series history. Game Seven, it's 1-0 Yankees. Ninth inning, the Giants are up to bat. Matty Lou leads off with a single. Next two guys strike out. Guess who comes up to bat next? Willie Mays.
Hmm.
What do you think Willie Mays does? Gets a
Hopefully,
double.
hits a home run.
No, he gets a double. Puts runners on
There.
second and third. Two outs. 1-0 Yankees. Game seven. Guess who's coming up to bat? One of the greatest hitters of all time, MVP, Willie McCovey. And not MVP. I'm talking about Hall of Famer Willie McCovey, and he hits a liner right at Bobby Richardson for the third out. Yankees win the World Series. Bobby Richardson was asked about that, and some people were saying he was out of position on that play, but he said uh, two times earlier he hit ground balls to this side of me, so that's where he positioned himself. Smart, right there, caught the ball, caught the line drive, out. It's actually Willie McCovey had talked about that, saying that all the accomplishments he had, Hall of Fame, everything else. People still talk about that. Like, why didn't you hit it a couple feet the other way? You
Yeah, like he
could have
could
won the World
control it.
Series. They said if that got bought by Bobby Richardson, it's easily would have scored Alou from third and Mays from second, and they would have
Yeah,
more than likely won the World Series. I don't know if that was bottom of the ninth or top of the ninth. Shoot, I didn't check that.
but regardless, in
I think
today's
it was the
world
bottom.
of baseball, it's all about these analytics and hey, shift here, shift there, shift everywhere. But there's something to be said about the natural
The
ability of a
brains, yeah.
player to be like, hey, now
He hit it over
if
here
he's wrong,
before.
he's gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty cool.
There was a cartoon, if you remember the Peanuts cartoon, Charles Schultz, where they actually referenced that play, and Charlie Brown saying, "Why couldn't Willie McCovey hit it 3 feet higher?" So it must have been the bottom of the ninth because that would have been a walk off then.
Yeah,
Can you imagine that moment, the stress on the pitcher and the batter. McCovey was pretty young at that time. He's only a couple years in the league, so but yeah,
yeah,
he hit a screeching liner, but luckily Richardson was right there. If you're a Yankee fan, you had to be excited about that.
yeah. I would not have been, but
Other interesting story, I just picked out a couple stories about Richardson's career. So he had the World Series Grand Slam in 1960, right? He had one other Grand Slam in his career, 1962, I believe, August 16th, playing the Twins. So getting back to the Twins, like I said, we go full circle. Uh, it's I can't remember the inning, but it was no, sorry, it's the ninth inning. Yankees are up, top of the ninth. They're down 7-4. Bases are loaded. Richardson's coming up to bat. Mickey Mantle takes him to the side and says, "Hey, I'm not feeling too good. Why don't you just hit this one out and let's finish this?" And what's he do? He hits a grand slam. His only other grand slam in his career.
yeah,
So they go up 8-7. Remember, this is at Minnesota, so the Twins get the last at bat. They tie it in the bottom of the ninth, and the Twins end up winning. But still, kind of a cool story.
yeah, absolutely. And this brings me to a question for you guys watching at home. I'd love to know, is this the greatest MVP performance of all time? That 1960 World Series MVP from Bobby Richardson in a losing effort. How often do you see that? Let us know in the comments below.
Right?
Do you think that's the best MVP performance in a World Series of all time?
You'd have to consider that just because they lost, and again, this only losing player to win the MVP. Also, the only primarily because he played second base, primarily played second base in his career. He's the only second baseman to win an MVP, World Series MVP as well.
Oh wow. That's incredible. All right. Well, collector, this item was pretty cool. Kind of pulled it out of the bag of tricks. I didn't expect it at all, but I
Yeah,
like it.
curveball.
And, I'm gonna have to find a Bobby Richardson 1960 Topps card now.
Yeah,
to get to
no,
the
for sure.
collection because I don't think I have one yet. So that's next
Yeah.
on the agenda.
See how we bring this all together. We're talking World Series. We're talking Twins. Brought the Twins reference. Talking 1960 collection.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if you guys want to stick around and see me complete that collection, or at least just find the Bobby Richardson, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. We really appreciate the support. And as always, remember to keep it mint.
Keep it Jim Mint, just like Bobby Richardson in this wonderful career that he had. And again, one of those things where he's played with one team his whole career, which is kind of cool. They weren't flipping around and going to different teams. So,
Just a shame it had to be the Yankees.
yeah.
Keep it gem mint, everybody, and we'll see you later.
All right. Bye.
Hello.